Hello and welcome to another episode of Honest to a Malt with myself, Duncan Donuts, Two Puds, and this week we've got a special guest. We've got Marc Watson, who is the Master Whisky Maker for Highland Park. Welcome, Marc.
Hello, thank you for having me.
Hello.
Taken over from Gordon Motion.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah,
the legendary Gordon Motion, and previously you were at Famous Grouse, right?
Yeah. I was the master blender for Famous Grouse for a couple of years. So yeah, still in the Edrington group. Didn't have to move desk, but with Highland Park.
Haven't moved desk.
I didn't have to move desk.
Upgraded your desk. Do you have a higher chair or anything? So you sit slightly higher than other people now in the office?
Nope, same desk.
Party poppers every day when you come in.
Super humble. Did people at least say well done, or is it?
The people were so lovely.
Yeah,
like genuinely, Edrington's like the nicest company I've ever been part of. Everybody's so lovely. Like everybody's so supportive, and like people were sending emails. People were congratulating me. Like it was lovely. Everybody was amazing. Like it was great.
Love it. That was recently, though, wasn't it? Fairly recent.
It was 6 months ago. Yeah, more than 8 months ago now. Yeah.
Well, congratulations from us as well.
Yeah, thank you very much. Yeah, it's very exciting.
Yeah, Mike, what's the name of the episode today, my friend?
So I think we're episode 102. Elementary, dear Watson, Highland Park.
Highland Park. Very good.
Yeah,
little
Sherlock twist. I like it.
Yeah, so we're going to have we're going to get to know Marc a bit today, and we're going to also talk a bit about Highland Park, which should be super exciting. Do you want to share just a wee bit more about yourself? You mentioned you were with Edrington Group and you were at Famous Grouse. Set the scene for people. You've moved across to Highland Park. And how did you get into being a master whiskey maker? I always find it super interesting, especially when people look as youthful as yourself, Marc.
Oh,
yeah. Don't know if that's fair. I don't know. It's a nice thing to say. I feel like I've been doing it for 11 years now. So I always feel.
Slippers under the table, like, I can tell.
Yeah. I did my undergraduate in sports and exercise science, and I left there, but I was doing it at Heriot Watt, so a lot of my friends were also doing the brewing and distilling course, and I left there and took a year out and was learning to be an English teacher, and then one of my really good mates got in touch, and he had like a small brewery, and knew I homebrewed, and he was like, listen, do you want to get involved with us and make some beer with us, and we really like your homebrew, and I was like, listen, I've got a job. I don't need to be doing anything. And he was like, why don't you go back and do brewing and distilling? And I went back to Heriot Watt and did brewing and distilling as my master's. And then that sort of set me on. I quite quickly realized I didn't like brewing beer.
Drink it, don't want to brew it.
I wanted to like brewing, but I just fell in love with whiskey and gin really quickly in the master's course. And I finished there, and I didn't really know which avenue to go down, and I moved to Finland to work on import-export, which was super interesting. I'd probably credit that like it's really good because it gave me like a really big commercial background. For somebody that's really creative, it's very easy to go down a very difficult creative pathways and not understand like, is this going to sell? What's it going to do? And then working in import-export was amazing for that. And then I came back and started like on my maker's journey. I went up to Shetland to make gin with Stuart Nickerson, who, a master distiller in his own right, and then moved to Eden Mill and took over Eden Mill as head of production for a little while, and then moved to Bonington and started Bonington, and then Holyrood, and
oh man, what a cool journey!
Yeah, really cool. Yeah. And really small companies, and so moving to Edrington it was very big. It was the biggest company I'd ever been part of. So it was just it's been odd, but great, like a really good 2 years to be part of that.
Yeah. Awesome.
Who's getting shot in your street, Duncan? Is that you?
It's because it's Diwali locally, so everyone's it's an extended party, isn't it?
Well,
it's just not just the weekend.
It's just London. It's just like pop, pop, pop.
No one's getting shot outside. It's just fireworks. Relax. So we'll be doing the usual today. We'll be talking through with Marc about his Pudding Island Drams. Also, we're going to be trying the Between You and I, the latest expressions from Highland Park. But before we get to all of that, Marc, what's been in your glass and what's been up your ass?
Oh, okay. Yeah. In my glass, I was at Whisky Show recently, tried a load of really tasty things. I tried an Australian rye called The Gospel, which was absolutely incredible. and it's like 100% straight rye. That has been nuts. And then also, there's a distillery on a tiny island off Norway called Feddy Ocean, and I tried that stuff, and that was really good as well.
Ferry Ocean.
Feddy
Ocean.
Feddy Ocean, absolutely delicious. And just these kind of things is why I really like Whiskey Show, but just in general, like international whiskey. Like I think there's just stuff out there that you just never see, and people make really tasty stuff.
What marked that one out for you then? The Feddy Ocean one. The rye always splits the room, and a lot of the Australian stuff's wacky anyway. I mean, super bold.
They did a Nordic blend with Woven, like last year, and I hadn't been able to taste any of their whiskey on its own, and they make an amazing akavit as well. And so I was like, when I saw them on the vendor piece, I was like, we're going straight over there. We're gonna go and taste some stuff, and that, really delicious. I mean, there's so much delicious whiskey there, and there's so much delicious whiskey out there at the moment. It feels like everybody is just producing really good liquid, and it's a nice time to be like a whiskey enthusiast, really. But they're two of my outer lesser known ones that I've really enjoyed.
A couple of whiskeys off the beaten path there, right? Hunting
Definitely
a little bit different, for sure.
And I think that's good. I think it's good as a whiskey maker. I think you want to, and whiskey enthusiast, you want to look at different things. You
got to do it early in the day, though. We always say, because your palate's gone after a while. So you're gonna go and try the interesting stuff that you don't know. Try it earlier on in the day, I think.
Innovation is getting landed with you, probably, I guess, at the moment. Then, so you've got to experiment.
Yeah, I just want to also know what people are up to. I think it's a really special time for people just producing really tasty stuff, all like in completely different styles and completely different methods as well, and with different grains. And it's a hard job to taste them, but somebody's got to do it.
We've had people telling us that there's more people who are designing whiskey to be ready at sort of 5, 6, 7 years, whereas it used to be designed to be ready later on, kind of. That's what we've been told. And it'll be interesting to see how that whiskey kind of goes later, but it means there's a lot more choice of good younger whiskey as well to throw on top of all the older established whiskey.
And I think, for me, coming from like very small places that were one to release early, like a lot of those whiskies were designed and put together with high proportion of new oak in them, or like high proportion first fill sherry, because you want them to deliver early, and you want them to we want people to really get a good feel of what you can do early on, because you've got to have that as a function, right? So.
Sure. And look, has anything been annoying you recently in the last week or so?
Other
than AWS getting
I'm
hacked,
quite a curmudgeon. There's quite a lot of things that
really... Let it out. This is like a therapy session. So this is good to get stuff off your chest.
Yeah, I think one that's been surprising for me, and this is weird for me, but it's the amount of people that have told me that Highland Park is heavily peated since I've started.
Right, they know best. Right, that's the thing.
What would you know? What would you know?
Listen,
and Mark, and how does that make you feel?
Yeah, it's a perception thing, though, right? It is a perception thing. We're 1 ppm in the bottle. Yeah. So it's so little. You
just have to keep a straight face. But
I think in general it's that goes to us as well, of like doing a really good job of like telling people, like, listen, we are lightly peated, like it's underlying. And there's whiffs of peat in there, and when we want to dial it up, we have done in the past, and when we want to dial up even further, we can do in the future. But having a baseline level that people think that we're really heavily peated as a product, and that's quite off-putting, is odd for me, because I'm like, well, I think Highland Park's like on the other end of the scale, really.
The peat you are using, I take it that's local Orkney stuff or from the area, because again, it's not like a Lafroig peat that you're getting. It's less
so we have peat from we've got our own peat source on the island on Hobbister Moor, and we cut there, and there's no trees on Orkney, which is like the composition of the peat is really unique. Like there's no trees, it's all heather, and sphagnum moss, and those two things together just sort of eat and consume and make more peat on top of each other, and those like components make that heathered peat that you get from Highland Park. But we blend that we don't use 100% of that unless it's part of a 100% recipe that we'll see. You'll know about if we do 100% heavily peated. We only use about 30% of that. It changes depending on how good the kilning is.
Maybe you need to do a marketing campaign instead of heavily peated, heavily peated.
Yeah, there we go.
Might get it right.
There we go. Yeah, that's it. But I think that's it. It's just an interesting one where it's just perception.
I'm not allowed to be positive on this pod. Mike sound
no. That was a little impressive, Nob.
I like that. Okay, I like that a lot.
But seriously, I think it's less whiskies exist in my mind. There's more which are non-peated and then heavily peated or quite peated, and there's far fewer which are lightly peated. In the world of whiskey, whether that's Highland Park or something like Wireworks. There are a bunch.
You could just go in and market the shit out of Lafroig and take the piss out of all their adverts. But it writes itself.
But then within that, you've got, heather peat's quite a special thing. I think it's one of my favourite types of peat. I always loved Highland Park. When you're getting into whiskey when you're younger and you try and you get that kind of bonfire smoke sensation, right, which you get comes across. And I was comparing and contrasting Highland Park yesterday with Lagavulin, just reminding myself of the big difference as we were trying between you and I, right, afterwards. I didn't want to put my palate out.
That's the brand of a name of the whiskey, by the way. Marc and Duncan weren't comparing.
You
and I.
Between you and I is the latest Highland Park release, which is exciting. It's really exciting. But I think that's it. That's the bit that's been just a little bothering me. It's just like we're lightly peated, and it's like so balanced. And whoever constructed the whiskey, way back when, with all those things, we mix that unpeated with, because we've still got the floor maltings as well. Like, so that's how we generate our heavily peated with the floor maltings, but we only use like 30% of that. It's not quite 30% because it depends on how good the phenol pickup is on the floor maltings. And sometimes, so we adjust it. And the guys at distillery are nuts. They're amazing. They managed to get like consistently 1 ppm in the bottle. Like I've got phenols for like years, and it's there. But they're like, this bin is heavily, this one's got like 17 ppm, this one is 30, this one's there, and they're just blending it all the time, all the way through. It's like an incredible skill. It's just nuts. So
it's like you said, cool. It's like kind of whiff of peat, isn't it? It's just a hint.
Yeah,
right.
Yeah, it's there. It's
like
there.
A lot of places
it adds
shut
complexity
down production for the peated element. Is that something that you guys do, or do you run your peated stuff through certain stills? And
no, it's all the time. It's part of the character. Right. Yeah,
it's only
part of the character.
A non-lightly peated Highland Park.
Yeah,
I don't think.
Yeah. I don't think. There's been some trials where we've done various bits and pieces to, we're commissioning a kit and stuff like that with less and with more. And then, there's been whiskies we've put out that have had quite a lot more in there, and then watch that space going forward, because, we've got some incredible stocks of some of that heavily peated stuff.
Nice.
And so, like it's just an incredible job that they have at the distillery of making that spirit consistent. And I think that's why when somebody said that's heavily peated, I'm like, you have no idea the work that goes into making it lightly peated.
Love it. But in their defense, there are those people out there who think that a korma is spicy. And so there's some people to whom peat is they just can't handle any peat.
100%. And that's okay. I think that's okay.
No, I think it's okay. They need to just man the woman up and get into it. It's not okay, Mark.
It's just about knocking off the misconceptions. It's just knocking off the misconceptions of it. That's all.
Exactly right. And Mike, what's been in your glass and what's been
in my glass is an awful lot of Cutty Sark, which I took away from my holiday because I'm an absolute tight ass.
Because you're super cheap.
Went away on a nice all-inclusive, and they were like, "This is your whiskey list." I went, "Can I have a bottle to the room?" They were like, "Yeah." I went, "Right,
amazing."
I'll have a straight in the suitcase.
Can I have a bottle to the room every 15
and then
minutes
next day,
for the next 2 hours?
Can I have a bottle of Jameson? Yeah. And I was like, straight in the suitcase. My missus is like, "Stop it." I'm like, "What? It's free." She's like, "It's not free. We've technically paid for it, but yeah." So I've been going to the Cutty Sark. I've been drinking the Woodrow's Kalila Palo Cortado one. I'm down to the last probably 8 of the bottle now, I think. So that'll be seen off this week. Just various bits and pieces. Did a blind drams the other day. That was good. All signatory vintage. The Macallan 17, which was something like 200 quid a bottle or something, was shite.
Was it? That was the 18-year-old, wasn't it? I think.
Yeah, it was 18. Was it? I can't.
Yeah, I think so. It was 200 quid. Was that better or worse than the 17-year-old ones?
Far worse.
Oh, there you go. Funny.
It was really terrible. So steer
It was
clear of spending.
really terrible.
Steer clear of spending
Okay.
that on the
I wasn't on that
signatory.
blind jump, so I didn't get to try it. But okay,
Yeah,
that's a shame.
It was universally slated, which was blind.
Blind is the true test, always.
Yeah.
You know.
And then, that's pretty much it. Loads of whiskey, but that's the sort of most memorable stuff of late.
What's been bugging you then? Anything?
What's been bugging me is
Switch
my
your life?
own imbalance. So I sent you a lovely little video.
He did.
Fucking hell. So my kid was like going to sleep and she's had like sort of like chest infection. So putting it down, she's taking ages to go to sleep and she's doing her afternoon nap. And there was some dickhead outside making loads and loads of noise. So I've like put her down and I've fuming. So I've gone to the window to shout at someone and stood on a little footstool. And as I've leaned to shout, the footstool's just given way and I have gone proper arse over tit. I sent Duncan the like clip from her like baby cam. I was
like someone had been shot.
Fuck.
Yeah.
And my kid, bear in mind I've now like waited on her hand and foot because she's been ill, barely looked at me and just looked away. No concern at me on the floor like thing. And I was like, this kid is Matilda. I think it was her. I'm not convinced. She hasn't just gone, yeah. So I just didn't want to go to bed. So my own inadequacies is what's been up my ass. But how about you? What's been in glass? What's been up your ass?
Well, it's been a while. I guess I have been drinking, Highland Park today. I finished off a Springbank hand fill. I've been on a night out with Dan's Drams from the Amsterdam bar.
Oh, you went to SMWS, didn't you?
We went SMWS, then we went to the Toucan. Okay, because you introduced me to the Toucan in Soho. He loved it. He couldn't believe it. He was like, "Oh my gosh, it's full of Irish people, actual Irish people downstairs."
Real life Irish
people. Then we went to Milroy's. That was when it got messy.
3 Greek Street.
Sorry, apologies. I've tried the new Loch Lomond Distillery Edition 9. I have a bottle of it. 10-year-old. It's very good. It's it's still in the same kind of ballpark. I think the extra fermentation has given it a bit more kind of zestiness, let's put it like that. But, if you've tried any other distillery editions, it's not a million miles away. Is it the best one? Well, it's up there with the sort of Chardonnay yeast, I think. It's very good. I mean, it's great value at 65 quid for a 10-year-old, 55 mid-ish percent. I've been drinking a 21-year-old Glengrant from, which was a commemorative bottle from Artisanal Spirits, i.e. SMWS, which is pretty hard to get hold of.
Is that the investor bottle you had or something?
It is, but I bought a second one on auction because I knew it was going to be good. That's also at 48% ABV. Just a shout out to Between You and I, very good ABV, that 48%, to get a nice balanced whiskey. And I've also been having a bit of Redbreast Lustau because it was on Bezos.com for I don't know, 40-ish quid, and it's just a great whiskey to have in the cupboard, 46%. What's been annoying me, we had a bit of band. Well, first off, Bimber have released another tranche of the tube bottles, the Spirit of the Underground.
Oh, yeah.
Now, I'm committed now, right? I've never been that person that commits to have to buy every bottle, right? And so what I said was that'd be ridiculous if, we've even had Mountain in the past and then, whoever else, it would be ridiculous if I went after every bottle. It's not possible. So what I'll do is I'll just sensibly collect the Central line. They've now done 9 Central line bottles, right? And I just had a look and there's 49 stations on the Central line. So
you're that cash cow, mate. You're keeping them going.
When do I back out? It's becoming
you're a set guy now. You're a set guy now.
You're the committee release bloke that's got every one.
I just wanted the shelf because we live in London with the Central line because we live on the Central, and that's all I wanted. And I wanted them just to go, we're finished now. Good job, people that collect. And I go, nice one. And I'm just really panicking now that they're going to go. Matt said they were only going to do a 50, 45, 50. I think they're going to go 100 plus now and just keep turning it out.
If they're selling out that quick, given the ups and downs that seem to be happening at Bimber, that's going to carry on, mate. Yeah.
I know.
It's just, in the end, there's going to be no fancy packaging. It's just going to be like a tube sticker stuck on there the way it's going.
I think is we've tried that Liverpool Street one we tried was amazing. So it's not like they're bad whiskey, but, anyway. So there's that. We had a bit of a Barney at Somerton Club. I've paused my membership. Love Dan, love what he's doing, but I think the price of the bottles, because people have listened to this podcast consistently, would have heard me talk up Somerton Club as a member for a long time. I think Dan's doing a great job and it's still super interesting whiskey. I think at the price point, there's so much value out there at the moment that I just had to sort of reconsider for a bit. And there was a very contentious rye. Now, you mentioned a rye earlier, Mark, which got tried in various blinds by a lot of people. And I said it was more like a spicy gin, and so did somebody else. But that aside, I think it's just at the moment, I'm spending a lot of money on whiskey, and I think you have to just be a little bit careful about where you're spending the money. So we'll see. I'll reevaluate in January and I'll update you from there.
Before you go on to what's been up your arse, we have to say as well, Master and Malt, the mess up. We haven't recorded since.
That was massive. Sorry, Mark, we apologise. We haven't done a pod in a while. Huge mess up. Did you see that, Mark?
No, I didn't see it. No.
Master of Malt.
God bless whichever student they had in messing with the offer system. But it was buy one, get one half price on quite a series of whiskies.
Yeah.
But it was everything in the series is half price.
Wow.
So,
they did half price whiskey on like 30 bottles, including Kalila.
Yeah.
Including Kalila Special Edition.
The 11-year-old special edition just gone that I was like, I'll buy that for 110. I'll wait till it goes to 100. 45 quid.
Wow. Great,
like,
great value. Talking about value. There we go.
Yeah.
I might have got 4 bottles of Glenallachie White Heather 15 for about 25 quid a pop.
That's it. Like you say that, but we're talking about it. You're talking about it. You're doing their advertisement for you. That might cost them a little 100%. Bit at the same time.
If they want to keep doing half price whiskey, we'll keep talking about it, Mark.
That's it. Yeah.
I was like, I'm just buying 2. I don't want to take the piss. Like, let other people do it. They probably won't even honour it. And then I was sitting there and everyone's going, I've ordered 6 of those. I've ordered 10. And I'm like, oh, you fuckers.
At this point, you know what?
I'm going to have to order more. So I was like, I'll just order 1 bottle of that worm tub one, send it to my parents' house so it's there for me at Christmas when I go back.
Very nice. Very nice. Their month's going to look great. Their month end's going to look great. Yeah.
Well, but I've given away 2 bottles already to people I know.
You mug.
No, when it's like 20, 25 quid a bottle or whatever, and you can just kind of give it away, a bit of good karma. There you go, have that. Yeah. It's on me. It's like buying a small round at the pub, isn't it? When it's 50, 60 quid a bottle. You have to think
I'm like Gollum, mate. I'm like, yeah, this is mine. Get away.
Of course you are. You're the person that smuggled Cutty Sark back from holiday. I mean, I love Cutty Sark, but just love...
Yeah. And it's got one of those stupid pourers in there that you get on the continent for some reason. Yeah. Really helpful. Now, like, at the time, I hated them when they first, when I saw them. I was like, that's stupid. Now, just a little dram. Lovely. Comes out, no drippage.
It's got a little pourer on the top.
Stuck in the bottle.
Oh, the one with the ball in it. The one with the ball. Yeah.
It goes up and down. On the top of the bottle, does it?
Yeah.
And that controls it into a single measure.
Yeah.
That's actually
just
cool.
Controls the flow. It's actually really
good.
Good little setup.
Is it plastic?
Yeah, metal. Well, plastic system
plastic
and then a metal thing
with a little metal ball in it. Yeah.
I'll just finish on then. Rads are on. That's annoying me. The radiators are on.
Oh.
It's because I would rather be cold, but I'm in a house full of people that want to be warm.
For listeners, I do apologise. We have just switched from saying how hot it is to talking about radiators on because we've had the summer off.
Except editing, but we didn't record for a little while. Wet dogs, but annoying me more than anything. And I don't know, Mark, if you're into football at all. Mike sort of understands what football is, but doesn't really watch it unless it's American football.
Yeah,
I'm the same. I'm the same as Mike. American football.
You know who Wayne Rooney is, right?
Yes.
The BBC's gone on this.
My lookalike.
Yeah. You're like the BBC's gone on a relentless campaign to just promote Wayne Rooney's content. He's just everywhere, and I'm not even sure even Wayne Rooney's own family want to consume. He was a great footballer, but he's just
boring as fuck.
I haven't noticed any of that.
Well, maybe now I've mentioned it, but a great footballer, obviously not a great manager, as has been proven, and now seemingly the BBC is just trying to single-handedly tell you that you should be listening to and watching all of his. He's everywhere. It's my worst nightmare. It's bad enough watching ITV football with some of the commentators they have on there, let alone this. So I don't know why that bugs me so much, but it just seems so unnecessary, for them to relentlessly push this content.
How good's the screw cap on the top, right? How good
Mark, is that? How long has that been a thing?
I don't know. Like at least
it's been a phrase.
I'm like, but it's a cork with a screw with a tiny screw bit. It's amazing.
Think that's. I don't know how long I've had this. Quite a while. It's a batch.
Quite a while. Well, it's in the old packaging, so quite a while. But it's very cool. I didn't know that until very cool. Yeah.
Yeah,
Nice.
very good. Yeah.
Sorry.
So, anyway, that's what's been bugging me, and
Wayne
it is what it
Rooney.
is. I'll just have to learn to cope with it. I'll get over it somehow. Maybe I don't know. I can't get my head around it. Somebody's made a judgment.
Maybe you just need to kind of like therapy, where you just have to force yourself to watch it all to appreciate the nuance.
The thing is, what really bugging me, he's on Match of the Day as well. That's what's really upsetting me.
Oh, he's not, is he?
Yeah, see, now it's starting to wind you up, right? He is.
Oh.
They're just gone, we'll just put him everywhere. That's what they've got. I don't get it. Anyway.
Is he going to be the new Gary Lineker?
Possibly.
Welcome to Match of the Day.
No, he's not hosting it. It's somebody else.
Oh.
But we should hand over to Mark to take us through the new Between You and I series.
Yes.
Talk us through it a bit. We've both tried it. We've taken our notes. So over you to host us through these latest releases.
Yeah, cool. So like a little while in the making. So I'll caveat by saying that these are whiskeys that put together by Gordon. But I think the premise of it is really cool. So, Gordon was given a little card, and it was like, make this whiskey for somebody that's like a classically trained chef, but they're from the Nordics, but they've got, but they're also inspired by Japan. And then so Gordon put together these two whiskeys, and then sent them off to Bjorn Fransen, who is the aforementioned chef that he was talking about. And Bjorn sort of, we sent him all the cards that we're going to talk through. And sort of the whiskey was, and the packaging and everything was sort of designed around his response to the whiskey that Gordon had made. So that's what Between You and I is this sort of really cool collaboration between Highland Park and a collaborator, and this one is Bjorn Fransen, who's the first person to have three three-star Michelin star restaurants or something like that. Nuts, incredible.
He's like top chef.
Yeah.
He's making decent cheese on toast, that boy.
Yeah. I think, and so like really cool, because like I think what's nice and what was amazing for Gordon is Gordon was like, I've got this idea, like one of the whiskeys I want to do with like Swedish oak, which he'd already sort of laid down, and that was, if we imagine Gordon laid that down when it was still Vikings and what the release was going to be for that, and obviously we're in the new world with the new packaging and new artwork. And then Gordon's like, it actually works out amazingly. I've got this whiskey that was for something that's come into something else. So it works out really nicely as well, because I don't like tasting notes. I write tasting notes all the time for my own stuff, but they're mine. They're not yours. Tasting notes are a very personal thing. They're very singular, and like physically, we only share about 60% of the aroma receptors, each of us. So. Okay. Like we're not really all smelling the same thing, but that's why high level tasting notes work really well, like fruity, we can talk about those kind of things. So Between You and I, we put together a separate set of questions to really inspire people to just get involved and have some fun with it, and to feel like, tell me what you taste, but like instead of, it's very personal to you. So maybe we could go round and we start off with
should we hold hands?
We could start off, and we'll start off with the 16-year-old one.
Yep. Firstly, I want to say this is by far the best nose of any whiskey I've had in 2025.
It's nuts, right? It's so good. It's so
I smelt it. I was like, I don't want to taste it. I really don't want to taste it.
I get what you mean. I totally get what you mean, because
it's like standing. Great
and it's like this big, the Swedish oak.
16 years old minimum. This one, 48%, right? So, I mean, I did go through. There's a lot of questions on that spreadsheet, and we'll have to come back to the Vikings thing. Otherwise, listeners won't forgive us. So we'll come back to the Vikings thing, because they just got swept under the carpet at some point. Vikings, didn't they? Just went away, and then the new packaging came out. Mike, do you want to start then? I've got my notes written down, so they're on my phone.
I'm looking at mine on my phone. So nose, I had raisin, apple, walnut, leather, honeycomb, caramel, and Rice Krispies. today there's a bit of cherry bakewell in there as well.
There's a bit of cherry, yeah.
Fucking unreal, to put it bluntly. Just absolutely amazing.
Yeah.
And then
shall I do nose at the same time? And
yeah,
then I think
go
Mark
for
also
it.
wants to get onto kind of how it kind of makes us I struggle with
some of
the other things I've been able to do. I said love hearts, chocolate orange, plastic pipes, but not like a bad plastic. That's a weird thing to say. It's like a bouquet of flowers. That's what I put. You know, when you put your head in, like you go to the supermarket if you're cheap and you buy flowers for your missus at the supermarket rather than a posh flower shop, and you put your head in the different bunches and things like that. There was just a lot of different floral notes going on rather than just one particular one. I almost got kind of like a meadows vibe and a bit of like, you know, when people say like petrichor, you know, the kind of like it's been raining and stuff. A bit of that was a hint. There was so much going on, and I asked my wife tried it as well, and I just went, "What you get?" And she just went cherry.
Yeah,
and
nice.
Mike said cherry as well. So I thought it was more on the floral side, and obviously there's a hint of smoke going on. That whiff of smoke too. I think the main
heavily smoked, I would say.
Heavily peated. The faintest hint of peat ever. But the main thing I would say, agreeing with what Mike said earlier, is it's one of those noses which I think is just going to keep evolving. It's just a bit of a joy. Yeah. And I agree with Mike. I think it's one of the best smelling whiskies I've smelt this year.
Yeah.
It's for a long time. Really, really good. So what did you get on what about the palate for you, Mike?
Palate wise, orchard fruits, dry leather, orange, lavender, gentle smoke, as well as like, I put gentle smoke because I always think there's a really close relationship with oak effect and smoke that people confuse.
Completely agree. Yeah.
So when someone says it's heavily peated, they might just be experiencing that oak maybe a bit more.
Could be, yeah.
And then finish was again gentle smoke, peppermint tea and hazelnuts. Just
peppermint tea,
lovely, really, really good.
I thought there was a little bit of hazelnut in it. That's a good. I thought that myself. I put down heather smoke, love hearts, caramelized creme brulee. You know when you break the top.
Yeah,
you smash the top when it's really crunchy, like chick, 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 and it cracks open. And then I said hint of pepper spice, oak underneath, hint of grassiness. I think I agree with you on that, the hazelnuts. But overall, it's a very vibrant, well-balanced whiskey. I think it's excellent. People have a whinge about the price point. It is expensive. It's very classy, I would say. So it's one of those things. Sometimes you pay more money to get a well-balanced, really well-crafted whiskey as opposed to a wild, high ABV, roll the dice single cask. We do both. So so it's, thanks for letting us try that. I did have a go at the other questions.
Good. Yeah, good.
Yeah, I did have a bit of a go. Do you want to give, for listeners, do you want to pick out some of the kind of questions that Highland Park has asked to us?
Yeah, there's some interesting ones on there. So it's like, what season do you taste? I like that one.
Yeah.
Because you said petrichor there, and I think it's a really nice one. It's one of my favorite smells, I think.
Yeah,
and
I felt like it really had that. I just strong sense of that. Well, I tell you what, whilst you're doing that, like as you go through those things, I said time, season, place, and I kind of tried to bring it together. So I really really made the effort. I sat down. I thought,
nice.
What does this really make me think of? Well, I mean, you don't ask. If you don't ask people, they're not going to think. Are they? So I said, for me, it could be spring or autumn. When it's sunny and it's cold and the air is fresh, and I'm reading from my phone because otherwise I won't remember. So apologies for that. And the air is fresh and the skies are clear, and it reminds me of kind of like walking in the lanes, wandering past like hedges, farms, because I felt there was almost a sort of slightly farmy note. That was some fancy sort of river centre parks, which is probably why I did the reference at the start. But I also put for colours down. I put vibrant, pinky purple, oranges, greens. For me, it wasn't really one colour.
Yeah,
it was more. I think I was kind of referring back to kind of flowers thing. I struggle with some of the other questions, like things like what kind of patterns it remind you of. But I guess that's probably because, again, it was probably just a frantic day. We've just probably put the kids to bed or whatever. But it's
and
definitely
everyone's brain works so different. Like,
doesn't it?
Again, some people, if you said, imagine a pink horse, they cannot physically see what a pink horse looks like in their mind. They're incapable of seeing that. And I work with someone, I work with someone who I worked with him for about 5 years. And if we stepped away from each other and someone said, do you know Mike? He'd be like, yeah, nice lad, blah, blah, blah. What does he look like? He could not describe you. He's got no memory of what someone looks like.
That's really interesting.
He remembers them. So as soon as he sees someone, he's like, all right, Duncan, blah, blah, blah. But as soon as you step away or look away, What, has Duncan got a beard? Got no idea.
Wow.
Like, he won't know your face. So it's funny how people's brains work.
I think I think that's why we asked quite. For me, I think having that volume of questions, just something will resonate to somebody else, right?
Yeah.
Something like the time of day thing will resonate to somebody, or what style do you taste, or what pattern, and somebody will instantly go like houndstooth, and you're like, wait, how on earth did you get houndstooth? Like, do you know what I mean? Like, yeah, like that.
This is gonna upset listeners, but if I had to call an era, bear in mind I didn't live in it, I would say it reminds me a bit. It gives me sort of the vibes of, what was that TV show with Don Draper in it, Mike?
Oh, like Mad Men.
Oh, Mad Men.
Like Mad Men vibes of it, because you know what? Because it's got that hint of peat, and there's quite a lot of. They drunk a lot of blends in there, but the taste reminds me of, if I was going to say something which tasted like I kind of seen like the 60s and 70s.
Yeah,
that's what I would say.
It's quite nostalgic about it. I get something quite nostalgic about it, and I don't really recognize that either. But why I find it nostalgic, and I think it's the nuts and the chocolate and like the decadence of it that just is reminiscent of what you imagine. Some of these,
I'm getting late 90s, just like
roll,
sweets and stuff, and eating stuff.
Nice.
And going out and
they are both fairly sweet. I think the next one was slightly sweeter for me than this one.
Yeah.
But I just think it's just because if I was going to really stretch myself, I'd probably be thinking kind of like patterned wallpaper and all that kind of stuff. And so it's the kind of whiskey that I could imagine sitting in like a sort of old kind of chair in that kind of period, just with the crazy wallpaper and all the colourful things going on in the room. It's a vibrant whiskey, really, with that in the piece. So really good. I mean, it's outstanding. Again, we tend to have a lot of people who are very thrifty listening to the pod. It is quite pricey. It's about 150-ish pounds, I think. It is 145.
I would buy that.
It is exceptional. I think it'd have to be a real treat. Yeah, I haven't tried many things which are as well put together as it. So it would be on the consideration list if I was splurging. And I would just pray that somebody buys me a bottle.
That's a big thing. Gift wise, this is absolutely outstanding. If you're thinking of something for Christmas,
and I'd love it if you're like sharing a bottle as a gift, and doing the questions together. Like how much fun would that be? Like
if you wanted to rock up to a Christmas and make some people happy, some of your friends who like whiskey which is lightly peated, and you took this along, they'd be absolutely over the moon.
Yeah, and it's still within my £10 a year budget. Yeah. So I still say to people, if I asked you, hold on to this item for me for a year, I'll give you a tenner to look after it for me. No one would bat an eyelid. But I can't. Someone that's made this whiskey, matured it all, 16 years at least, 160 quid. Yeah, same thing. They've looked after it for you.
I mean, I
can justify it.
135 quid plus postage on a Bimber Underground bottle, so it's entirely possible I do buy the bottle of this, to be honest.
And
that's what people think. But the thing,
just chuck an Underground sticker on it, mate. Duncan will buy the lot.
Listen, it all balances out overall when you're getting some bottles of Master and Malt for half price.
Yeah, exactly.
Average.
That's your karmic. That's your karmic.
Yeah, karmic at the end of the day, 100%.
Yeah. And I think it's just it's fun for us from the Swedish Oak Cast, something very new for us. Like, a new flavor profile we haven't played with. Gordon tasted it, was like, man, these are really good. But like couldn't do it just on its own. And I think that's the nice thing about it. Like it's predominantly that new Swedish oak, but then you've got like a little bit of American, a little bit of European, a little bit of, ex-bourbon in there, just to just give you that sweetness and carry it through and build that complexity. Like whiskey's like building layers, right? And I think that's what this does. Like it's just building layer on layer.
Let's see some of this coming back into the core range. Let's keep those barrels coming in. Let's recreate it, because it is really it's exceptional. I think some of the that hazelnut note that Mike mentioned, a bit of chocolate orange, comes through for me really, along with a kind of the sort of with the peat as it goes through to the finish, and there's an underlying bit of sort of creme brulee kind of caramel. It's a very it's beautiful. So we've raved enough about this one, but genuinely excellent Highland Park. And I mostly drink indie bottles of Highland Park these days. Although when I was younger, I used to drink a lot of core range Highland Park.
Yeah.
Right. So, you know, everyone's on their journey at different periods. But sometimes I do think, you know, I've had a few of the back strength ones.
Yeah.
Sometimes I do think, you know, 43% doesn't really, people get hung up on it. I think maybe 40% for the 12, although I like a 40% dram. A lot of people still get hung up on the fact that it's not 46%, but 43 can be absolutely fine. 40 can also be decent. It just depends how you're feeling, I think, at the time.
Yeah. I think it also depends on how robust the whiskey is as well, right? Like if it feels light and you don't want a light feeling whiskey, I think you're always going to be predisposed to not feeling good about it.
Yeah.
Where if it's quite a decadent 40% whiskey, or it's a high age statement, but you know, that's the ABV that it's fallen to. Like, you know, it's you know, you've got to build that out within the perception of it. I don't know. 12-year-old, I think we talked about value is really good value.
It's about
you know, it's really good.
to £40 depending on
Yeah,
what you buy.
and it's absolutely delicious, and it's super consistent, and you know, and then the 18's a bit of a worldie, but it's also, you know, it's nostalgic for me. I think the 18 was like that god tier one that I've, you know, first saved up my money to,
when you know,
first, you know, saved your money up to buy it growing up, and it was god tier whiskey. Like that was it. It's like
we bought a bottle for I bought a house when I was younger with a friend, and his dad came and tiled our bathroom to help out. And we were like, we've got to say thanks to him.
Yeah.
What do we do? And we said, we have to get the 18-year-old Highland Park for him.
Yeah.
And we did, and we got it. It was the first time we'd ever tried it because we'd only been drinking like 12 or whatever. We got skipped straight past the 15 at the time, went on to the 18. And I just remember our minds being absolutely blown.
Yeah. It's gorgeous whiskey.
I looked at Colin, and Colin went, no one's called Colin anymore, by the way. It's just sort of
my dad.
Isn't it? Yeah, okay, your dad, one of my mates. And he just went, it's like a bonfire in my mouth. There's so many layers. He went, I've never tried.
Heavy peated. Slap.
Is this heavily peated, Duncan? No, it's heavily peated. Anyway, yeah. So, but before, maybe take a short pause between this whiskey and the next one. Before we get on to the next between you and I, it would be really good to understand what happened with the whole Viking thing for people, because there was this large period of lots of Viking packaging, which is very strong branding. Now, the new branding looks much more understated, right? Much more minimalist, different vibe. So is it right to share a bit about what the thinking was there?
Yeah, I mean, it obviously slightly before I joined Highland Park that all sort of kicked off. But I think Viking, you know, there's journeys that you go on with brands, and I think like it probably reached the end of its journey within all the different releases they'd had, and Harold and Sigurd and all the sort of Viking names.
Yeah.
And I think you know, I think the decision was like, Vikings don't really travel very well. Like somebody, you know, in certain countries just don't understand the concept of what Vikings are, what that is, and also
what the Vikings we're sitting are famous for as well.
Yeah, exactly. But I think also we're sitting on an island that, like, how do you transition to celebrating the island that you're, you know, the sense of place in your island you're coming from, and sort of the Vikings got it was Orkney, but it sort of got away from what was like Highland Park, and that is, you know, that sense of place of being made, you know, in a very singular place in a very singular way. And I think this was about bringing it back to you know, the roots of Orkney, and you know, we've got the strata, and everything is meant to feel like, you know, like Orkney's a bright and fun and energetic sort of place. And I think that, you know, when we had, you know, dark glass bottles, and I fielded some calls even when I've joined the business being like, oh, the whiskey's changed since you put it into light glass, and we're like, no, nothing has changed. Like, but your perception of whiskey has changed, and it's about perception. So, you know, the move was to bring it back to, you know, our Orkney home. And you know, some of the artwork and some of the stuff that they've done with it is like taking a snapshot of like various bits of Orkney and like pulled it all out, and then like that's the strata that's on the website, and like all the care and attention to detail about some of the colors and about some of the stuff is just all from Orkney, and it's all about, this relationship that we have, and it's about generating that sense of place, and coming back to it after traveling far afield and really focusing, focusing on the island and focusing on, on the distillery itself, rather than all these stories of very old men traveling around the world, doing various different things. And I think that it's but these things just have journeys and lifespans and cast strength stuff.
It was a brave decision to go.
Yeah,
I think that's done now.
Yeah,
let's just
But one of the things I think is absent in whiskey marketing, because a lot of people that are into whiskey have a sense of humor, right? Whiskey shows are such good fun. I think one of the things that's sometimes absent, and I wish brands would be more daring, or distilleries sometimes, is, and if you did this, I apologize, but I don't think you did. Viking deaths are famous. When they say they push the boat out to water and they shoot the flaming boat into the boat. The way to have sent that off would have been to have had the whiskey, done the sort of video where the old packaging and branding had been pushed out on the boat, and then the flaming arrow had been shot into it, and and then out of that would have, the new packaging would have been shown. It's gone, right? It's had a Viking death. It's gone, right? Because I think sometimes this stuff just comes out and it's just like people who've been used to something for a long time, and they're just like, oh, that's the new packaging now. You're like, hang on, I've got to get my head around that. I've been used to that being like that for 10 plus years.
Oh yeah, a long time. A long time for some people. A long time.
And then you're just like, wow, it's a complete departure. And sometimes what's missed is something in between to just communicate that there is a transition, and humor is the best way to deal with everything, right?
Yeah.
But
we tried to do that with Gordon and I. I don't know if you've seen the videos of Gordon and I in Jerez. Him and I went out there to film Sherry Skies, which was like his farewell dram. Like he put whiskey together. It's all, if you want, like, it's Spenny, but like it's a 90-year-old Highland Park that's made from quarter casks, and it's massive. It's 48.8, I think 48.8, certainly 48, and it's huge in terms of sherry character. It's like Dark Origins, like gone wild, like it's nuts. And we went out to Jerez and filmed some stuff, and it was all full of humor. And Gordon's a really funny guy. It's all dry and deadpan, but he was just like, more humor, get more humor into it, and things like that. And I think that's why we wanted to transition it. Like, and I think what's quite nice about the new branding and stuff is like, it doesn't take itself too seriously. And I don't think that was the thing with the Viking stuff either. I didn't think it took itself too seriously either. But I'm really happy that we've kept that lightness and that not able to have some fun and poke some fun at ourselves and things like that. We definitely did that in the Sherry Sky stuff, where we just had a bunch of fun doing stuff. And there was a bit where we were filmed like in like a tapas place, and they were just like, and now you're going to order more food, and just more food kept arriving, and they couldn't fit all of it in to like all of the cut, because the video was like a minute long. And then we were just sat at the end, and Gordon and I were just looking at all this food, and we're like, what on earth? We just plowing down for an hour. It was great.
Well, potato bravas for the win, because you never know how much you've had. You literally have no concept about how much you've had when it's tapas. Yeah, you just keep going and going and going. Well, I mean, look, thanks for talking us through that. I think people are always kind of keen to sort of understand. I think most people know why it happened, but just having a bit of a go for it. Shall we move on to the next one, which is Between You and I Journeys? Is that right?
Yeah, that's right. That's right. This is the one. Cheers. And this is the one that's global travel retail one. So 17 years old, has this sort of first fill red wine casks. There were sort of first fill casks seasoned with red wine, and then took them out, and then we put our liquid into it, and it's got like some refill in there, which Highland Park refill's so good. Like that, I've noticed like 6,500 samples since I started this job. I've tried to do about 300 a week, and Highland Park refill's nuts good. And then you see that in the indies as well, because they're typically refills as well. But like the Highland Park refill casks are so good.
So you nose 300 samples a week currently?
Yeah, try to. That's the That's the minimum if I want to get through. Well, I need to get through
It's
in
a
a
lot,
year.
isn't it? If you think about it, if you break that
Yeah.
down sort of per hour.
Yeah, try and do them in blocks of 50. And we nose every single cask at 8 years old from everything that was produced that year at the distillery. So we do that every year, and it's to build our stock profile, and it's to know, it's to say, like, listen, we've got, and we do it by, we give it grade and we give it strength, and we take the color of it as well, because we build everything on natural color. Like, there's no additives. So we've got to know if we can produce 12 years old whiskey at the right color, and we do that at 8 years old, because then it gives us time to rack, if we need to rack casks, if we need to make an adjustment to some of the casks and rack them away, or it gives us time to do any remedial work. And I've obviously been at Edrington for 2 years, so I've seen Gordon do all the stock assessment for like 2 years and see how many samples he gets through, and then you start taking it on yourself, and you're like, man, there's a lot of samples a week to get through. It's nuts, but it's good.
Yeah, it's like, I mean, it's more than 50 a day, isn't it? It's a lot, if you're doing 5 days a week. Crazy. So this is the travel retail one.
Yep.
Yeah, 48% again. And you said you explained the mix. So Mike, what did you get on the nose then?
This one, New York cheesecake, corn, fried crispy Parmesan cheese, weirdly, pear, Bramley apples, raisin, and cinnamon.
Wow, I love the fried Parmesan cheese note. That's amazing. I put down like a sweet shop, just like standing in a sweet shop. That's what I've written. I said like those tuck shop bags that the sweets come in.
Yep.
And I put pickled onions, little bit cream soda, gentle smoke, and also that smell when you kind of repot flowers. You take a flower out of its pot and then you put the flower back into a new pot. You got like the fresh soil and stuff. And I think some of the stuff that Mike mentioned as well. But again, it's another one. It's another one that there's just a lot going on, I think, in the noses on Highland Park's period. I think there always has been. And these are just two very good examples of that.
This does take me back to the USA, eating sweet treats and things that are really naughty on the nose.
Yeah, like cream soda is a good one for me, because I get cream soda, but like high vanilla, like big vanilla, like cinnamon bun sort of style chewiness.
Yeah, cinnamon bun, cinnamon bun is a palate too.
Yeah, with
cinnamon bun now and ice buns. That's true. Yeah, that's.
Yeah, and I think there's something that's like quite fulfilling with those kind of flavors as well, like quite heartwarmingly familiar, I think, as well.
It's such a whiff of smoke, isn't it? Like you say, it's so gentle.
It's there, right? It's there, and it's nice, and I think it adds to the complexity of it, because again, it feels really familiar. And you've said campfire, you've said things, but I think it just tucks something in your brain that says, I feel warm. Like there's a warmth to this, there's something like to it. So
it triggers every human instinct that your body craves sugar and fats to survive, and this just goes ding ding ding.
I mean, it's super oily. It's clinging to the glass massively.
Yeah,
it's again just a really well balanced whiskey. Classy, I think.
Yeah, and I think what was cool is Bjorn Franzen was like. He was like vanilla, rose, cinnamon bark, Turkish delight. And I'm like, so everything that we've said here, like high level,
same ballpark, right?
Our own experiences, but split apart. I think that's the really nice thing about it. Like it's got this, it's just there's something sweet and spicy in there as well. And
in terms of whiskey going with food, obviously the person who's designed it is a uber amazing chef.
Yeah, incredible chef. Yeah,
but like. Because there's like sweet notes and there's the kind of there's the floral notes in the first one. It would go with a lot of food, really. There's so many things I could have this with. It could be a dessert or a main dish.
Yeah.
It's sweet, but it's not too sweet. So it's not one of those ones where it's overly sweet or it's not synthetically sweet.
Yeah,
it feels a sort of like
I know exactly what you mean. Yeah.
So. Yeah, I mean, and also at 48%, it's just got enough. It's got enough to cut through, but it's not overwhelming. You can easily have a glass of it without getting trashed. So it's good. I could see this would be a great whiskey to pair with. I mean, we both believe in pairing whiskey with food.
Yeah.
I know
100%.
A lot of people say
100%.
that they prefer to pair wine with food. Look, wine is obviously amazing, but
Yeah.
I still prefer whiskey. So I put on the palate. I know, Mike, you do palate first because we'll keep it in order.
Tropical fruit, fruit salad sweets, Parma violet, gentle smoke again, lemon yogurt, lemon zest, and then the cinnamon bun with the soured, like sweet sour cream.
Oh, yeah, nice. Yeah.
Like that's, yeah.
I see the cinnamon bun now. I put, again, cream soda, caramel, bonfire smoke. I mean, gentle. But I said Parma violets as well, so it just goes to show gentle. I put gentle in brackets, like super gentle. And sometimes that can be intense. And I put cherry cola, orange bitters, oak, spice, hint of lemon. So again, some similar notes in there, and it just goes to show that it's an easy to understand profile with a lot going on as well balanced. So again, they're priced as sort of premium drams, really, for the money. Although there's a scale of premium, they're low on the premium scale, I would say. But I mean,
I wouldn't immediately go to red wine casks either. I love red wine casks.
It's not tannic at all, is it?
Some people hate it.
That's, sometimes they can be really overpowering.
Yeah, it is. If you'd have said white wine, I'd probably believe that more than red.
Yeah.
It's kind of that ballpark. Yeah. And palate wise, again, the nose of 1, 100%, palate of 2. Like, brilliant, beautiful stuff.
Well, I suppose, here we go. Let's go through, what music do you taste with these?
Oh
God,
gonna have to pour. I'm trying this one currently, the Journey, so I'll just pour a tiny bit more. That's a hard question. I mean, I think just generally because of the whiff of smoke, it always kind of draws me to that period that we talked about earlier. But given the fact that it's got the kind of cream soda, it's a bit sweet, a bit like edgy pop music. This is Genesis. I'd listen to Genesis whilst I drink this.
Nice.
I can tell you the exact track that came to mind. Len, Steal My Sunshine.
Steal My Sunshine.
Nice.
That is a
Genesis classic.
Sunny dram for me.
I think mine was Hammer to Fall by Queen for this one.
Oh, right. Okay.
Which, slightly different, bit more, but still I think for me,
I think I'd also probably shout out Dire Straits. I think this is kind of thing that go well to, the sort of storytelling of Dire Straits songs with the builds and the kind of atmosphere, a bit of bite. It's whiskey with a bit of soul in it, really.
And that one's all summer for me. 100%
all summer. I love that. Yeah, I think that's quite a summery one as well.
Yeah, it's more summery.
And when it says for me, I like summer, but it's 7, 8 o'clock at night. You're considering do I put a barbecue on? It's getting that little bit colder, but you don't want to go inside. That for me is when, it's just I'll have this whiskey and I'll have that a little burst of warmth that I'll need to just enjoy, that last rays
really
of
like
summer.
the barbecue, chuck a hoodie on.
I'm pouring more of that. That's some evidence.
Yeah, it's really good. Both exceptional. I don't know which one my favourite one is. Yesterday I thought, because we tried them yesterday. I tried them yesterday. I think Mike did the same. Yesterday I thought it was the Between You and I. I thought it was that one. Today I think it maybe Journey. It's very close. I think it's probably easy to say that I like them both a lot. Probably Journeys is slightly sweeter.
Yeah.
Nose
on Between You and I, palate on Journeys for me. Big time.
The nose definitely on the Between You and I. And I think when you spend more money on a whiskey, you really want to sit and nose it and get a lot from it. So it does that, right?
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. I think as well, that's the nice thing about it. I think it's got it could be a simple whiskey if you want it to be a simple whiskey, but if you want to unpick it, which I know that probably all three of us here like to do, and sit, and probably your listeners do as well, really unpick it, you can do it. But if you just want, really something really tasty, it's also because sometimes I feel like you can get drams that are one or other. You can get ones that are this is really simple. I don't have to think about this.
100%.
And
you go to that cupboard and you go, I love that, but I can't be asked to even think about what I'm tasting and stuff.
Yeah, I've poured as well, because I've poured as well, both ends of the spectrum, the Signatory Vintage Secret Orkney 2010, age 14 years.
Where's it come from?
Who knows? But to remind myself, edition 23, because I've had a bottle or two of this, to compare the profile of the distillery that's coming through in the core
Yep.
range releases versus this one, so I can remind myself whether I'm getting much of the Highland Park in the signature vintage or not. Right?
Yeah.
Very techie. I'll put that to one side. Yeah, outstanding work from Gordon Motion. So
he knows his business. He knows his business.
No pressure.
You know,
come on to take the glory, but
none at all. None at all. I'll call him out very
absolutely
often because the work he did on this is spectacular and should be celebrated. Like, it's absolutely tremendous piece of work, and it just sets me up for doing something fun for whatever we come next with between you and I. We've got some ideas in the works and stuff like that. And
are you going to carry on with that series then?
Yeah.
Nice. Oh, cool,
yeah.
Excellent. And do you have a favourite of the two, Mark?
Yeah, I really like the Journeys one as well, because I'm a sucker for cinnamon buns. I'm a sucker for vanilla. Really sucker for vanilla. Like I think the Swedish Oak is amazing. I think it has this like real lemon citrus to it that I really like, and adds that sort of like sandalwood woodiness to it that isn't overt. But I think just the vanilla that comes through on the Journeys one is just tremendous. And when you're like ticking off your places, and when it said like what place do you taste, and I tasted it, and I was like, my wife and we went to Islands of Adventure, and we ate like a Cinnabon before we went into Islands of Adventure, and that in my head is stuck there. And we've had Cinnabon since then. It's never been as good, and it's never been a thing. But like that one, and so when I tasted that, I'm like, that's core memory stuff. So
it's like that with baked goods, isn't it? Like, so many of them are so similar, and when you do get one that's outrageously good, you just get in your head around how they managed to make it taste so good. Like,
it's funny you said sandalwood as well, because I always try, when I'm tasting stuff, leave the empty glasses overnight, come back and have a sniff in the morning. And the between you and I was pure sandalwood.
Yeah, it is.
And I was like, whoa. Because I said to my missus, like, leave those glasses, don't move them, because I'm going to use the same ones later.
Yeah.
And it came down, she went, I've moved your samples for you. I went, I was like, cheers.
Thank you.
Yeah, sorry. Yeah,
there's a
100%.
dryness to it. There is a dryness to it.
Yeah.
The sandalwood is so soft, but it's nice. It's not tannic. It's not overt. It's not aggressive. So it's a really nice thing.
Yeah. It's good. Good.
Very good. Well, thank you so much for taking us through these two excellent whiskies. I think I need to probably spend a bit of time to get to know the core range of Highland Park.
Yeah.
And it's one of those ones that I think will come more back onto people's radars over time, knowing that so many people have bought and drunk it a lot in their whiskey journeys. I guess
I'm happy you've deviated from the fucking Viking trail, should we say?
Well, you know what I'm saying about
it
the core
seems to be going in. Yeah, it's all going in the right direction.
We're all buying indie bottles all the time. That's the
That's it. And I think sometimes it just needs a little reappraisal. I think that's it. Sometimes you just need a little reminder that it's there, and it's there, and you can pick one up and it'll be the same as it was when you just do it. Like, and that's the goal, right? It's the goal for the core range for me, is just to make sure that there's no difference between me and Gordon, but also, because Gordon's been doing it for so long. Like, I looked at, all of Gordon's notes, and I was like, there's 17 years worth of whiskey making. He was like, shall I show you the graph? And it looks exactly the same all the way through. And he was like, every single blend mark, like the composition of the cask, the composition of everything, it's just nuts.
I mean, that's the real art, isn't it? To keep it tasting the same over so long, right? And if you're going to change it consciously,
digitize his stuff. That's all I'm saying.
Oh, it has been. Like, he used to work in IT. Like, everything is digitized. But he was like, look at this graph, and it's like all the way along. And he was like, this is the composition of it. And I think that's it. I think that's the real thing about the core, that I think, indie bottles are nice, and fair few in my cupboard, and certainly ones that you want to experience. But like, there's the consistency of making the same product again and again. For me, like, it is a thing that I probably didn't appreciate until I became a master blender. And then I was like, then I'm working on grouse, and you're like, you've got to make grouse the same for all,
Don't mess with the grouse fans, dear God.
43 million bottles.
That's a vociferous crowd. What do you want? Grouse? Nothing but grouse.
Yeah.
They know what they like. They know what they like, and when you move into that space, very fortunate that Gordon was the master blender for grouse as well for a number of years.
Yeah.
And to be taught by him and to be taught by Craig Johnson and Kirsten Campbell and be like, this is what doesn't change, and these are our non-negotiables of like, we have to marry. There must be a mix of first fill European and American in grouse.
Yeah.
And like, these are the non-negotiables. And you see that translate into what Edrington do. Like, just the attention to detail and quality that goes into doing Highland Park and is nuts. And it's not, it's cool. I'm a whiskey enthusiast. I see behind the curtain and I'm like, we need to talk about this more. And because like, doing all those samples, like the work that goes into the cask stuff, like it's incredible. And it's, I think Gordon's old boss was like, what he used to say, he was like, I've got at any time the right to improve the recipe and improve the recipe only. Like, that is it. He's like, the recipe will only change, but it'll only change for improvements. And like, I think that's a wonderful point to have, but at the same time, his core has got to be core. It's got to be, the 18's got to be a worldie. The 18's got to be a worldie, and the 12's got to be super consistent. And
look at House and Malt at the moment, 120 quid for the 18.
Yeah, very good value.
That's what the 18s are these days. All the 18s really are around, in the region of sort of 90 to a sort of 180, excluding Macallan, aren't they? They're all in that kind of ballpark. Well, I mean, again, thanks very much for taking us through it. I think that it's time that we should ask you to go through your Pudding Island Drams. Right?
Yes.
So over to Mike to do the intro for us, Mark.
So it's been a while, but the premise is, Mark, you're being sent away to an island for 30 days. The island can be anything of your choosing. It could be tropical. It could be like Orkney. It could be something completely fictitious, somewhere real, whatever you want. When you're there, it's not a survival exercise. It's not like SAS Who Dares Wins. You are in somewhat of your own luxury, of your own making, but you can have, while you're there, one whiskey to take with you, an unlimited supply, one dessert, and then one album to listen to for that period. When you're done, you'll be getting picked up by somebody on a mode of transport of your choosing. So a few things going on there, but
there's a lot.
Let's go with dessert. It is Pudding Island Drams. So what is your ideal?
Island first, though, surely.
Oh, Island first. Yes. Yeah. Good point.
Island, and then we can decide what you might eat on it.
like it's an odd one, because I've lived on an island, right? And I lived on Shetland. Yeah. But I've never lived on a tropical island. Like, do you know what I mean? Like, I don't know, apart from Florida Keys, which I went to once, I don't think I've ever, I haven't experienced what a tropical island would be like. So, but I loved living on, so I'd probably say, and I quite like changeable weather. There's something about changeable weather that I quite enjoy.
Yeah. So when you're just out having a walk and you just get caught out and it starts pouring, you go, for fuck's sake.
Yeah. And you're like walking on, like, there's something about it.
And now it's sleeting.
Yeah, exactly. And you're like, I'll just sit down here and wait 10 minutes, it'll be fine. I'll just watch it blow past. But and I've been up to Orkney a few times now. So, one of those two islands for me, like, but pick a Scottish island. Like, I think that's it. Like, those are the ones I know. I've been to Skye, those kind of ones. I'll pick that
Changeable,
up.
rugged Scottish islands.
That's it. Like, nice sandy beaches, but it's too cold to take your shoes off. Like that.
You just go and stand and you look out and you go, oh, it's so pretty.
Yeah. In a dry robe, just not going in.
It's really stunning, but you're right. It's often too cold to do anything more than just sit down and enjoy it.
Excellent.
A little look at it.
Yeah.
So on your cold Scottish island of unnamed island, what is the dessert you're going to choose?
Sticky toffee pudding.
That
shows that you've never listen. Over 50% of people, this has become science now.
Yeah,
it's the national favourite dessert.
Yeah, it is, and I've listened to them. I've listened to some of the podcasts. Yeah, but I still can't beat it. I'm not choosing something.
Have you got a specific sticky toffee pudding? Is it your mum's? Is it a store bought? Like, we have people going, it's from this shop and this shop only, or just any sticky toffee pudding.
Yeah, just probably like any sticky toffee pudding
Just done well.
would go. Like I'm
ice
not.
cream.
Yeah, ice cream, big
custard.
ice cream, not custard, not
Yeah,
custard
cold.
for me.
Better
Big
with ice cream, I think,
big
as
ice
well.
cream, and maybe like a slice of banoffee pie
Oof.
next to
Oh,
it.
a little
maybe.
side. A little side.
little
A banoffee
pie.
chaser.
Little
Honestly,
side banoffee.
You're talking, that's right up my street now. Multiple desserts is the way
Yeah.
to go.
Yeah.
Like,
No one's ever
like-
said a multiple. Like,
Yeah, I would
it's
say a
just
sharer.
banoffee
on top.
chaser.
Like
Yeah.
if I could have a share, like one of these little sharer boards,
Oh,
and it's
little
like a
sharers.
sticky board, and it's just like, have the
No,
sticky
go with
toffee
it now.
pudding.
If you
little
were
banoffee pie.
having like a multi, like when you go
A dessert
French restaurant,
charcuterie.
you've got a little bit of
Yeah.
each one.
Yeah,
Bit of
yeah.
sticky toffee, bit of banoffee pie. What else would you
Yeah,
stick
yeah.
on there?
I'd probably have some blue cheese on there too, as well. To be fair,
Oh.
At the same time, I could do that too. I know
Yeah,
exactly
yeah.
what you're saying. It doesn't matter.
Yeah.
Just switch between
Yeah, yeah.
savoury and sweet like that.
Yeah,
Who
that's
cares?
it.
Just
I
get it
quite
down
like that
I had a
juxtaposition.
bagel today with melted
that.
cheese on one side and on the other just honey. I didn't put
Oh,
them together,
nice.
but
Yeah.
it's like dipping.
I love that juxtaposition, though. I think that's what life's all about. Like, is
Yeah.
that weird being able to switch between the two of them and stuff like that.
Big
Like,
time. Happy
yeah.
days. Right.
Just
the classic.
Just how it moves your
STP.
mouth around as you're going from like
Yeah.
the sort of implosion of sort of blue cheese straight into like
straight in,
the
overtly sweet.
relentless sweetness of sticky toffee pudding.
It's like when I don't know if you guys have it, but there's like salt and vinegar crisps from the Co-op, like
No.
up here, and they're like the most salt and vinegary crisps ever. They're like
your mouth
they are
goes.
like, oh, they will rinse your mouth.
Is
They
it
will-
their own brand, like
Yes,
finest
their own
equivalent
brand
of?
ones. Yeah, yeah.
Right.
Are they only in
Yeah.
Scotland, or do they sell them in other
I don't
parts
know.
of?
I don't know.
I
I'm
go
not.
to the Co-op locally. I'll go and try it tomorrow and see.
I'll
They are
grab a bag.
incredible. And then you have chocolate immediately after them, and it's like, yes, that is a great combination of flavor. Like for me, that's it. That's sweet. So I would have like a charcuterie board of different small desserts.
You're too buff / skinny to be talking about having crisps and chocolate is straight in a row. That or you've run 10 miles to get to the Co-op. One of the two, right? But I respect that. That's good.
Yeah.
Love it. Where should we go? Let's do whiskey next.
Yeah.
Oh, it's a tough one. There's a couple. There's a couple. Ardbeg Ugadal is up there for me. That's absolute monster. Lagavulin 16 is probably probably very extremely hard to beat for a 70-something pound dram.
Yeah.
In terms of how good it is. Highland Park 12 really nostalgic for me as well. Like it would be up there, and I know it. Like I work with it all day, most days, and I sign off all the bottlings for it, and I think there's something very comforting about it.
Yeah.
And that's not it's not a humble brag or anything. That's just but I can't imagine how cool it is for me to be doing this job when my first ever favorite whiskey was Highland Park 12. Like it's nuts.
It's a prophecy.
So it is cool.
It's
But
like
that was a shit Jura.
It's like sports stars when they visualize success.
Yeah.
You made it happen.
Yeah. Ook probably. I would go Ugadal.
Oogie, nice.
Because then you can add water to it, bring it down, change it about a bit. And you can it's just a monster. It's incredible. It's delicious. And
There's still people out there who don't realize how good Oogie is or Ugadal.
Yeah.
It's one of those ones that there's still people who haven't tried it who are yet to realize just that it is.
I've had a mate this week said I've
Unbelievably good.
bought this Ardbeg Ugadal, and I was like, oh, it's outstanding. And he was texting me every night going, mate, this is amazing.
Yeah.
Night four, he goes, tastes horrible tonight. I think I'm smoked out.
Yeah.
I was like, give it a break.
Yeah.
It's like, take it easy.
It's got so much fruit in it, though. It's like, it's nuts. There's just so many layers to it. It's very cool.
Yeah.
And I think you could just, I think same as, Highland Park 18, you could just pull it apart again and again and get something different every night of the week.
Yeah.
I think that's the nice thing about it.
Beautiful. Right. Duncan, are you ready to get judgy? We're
Yeah,
going to move on to music.
Yeah, before we get judgy, in case I didn't say it, I'm trying this Secret Orkney 2010, which is one of the better signature vintages. It is more sherry. You have lost a lot of the distillery DNA. I'm trying to work out if I'd be able to call it as a Highland Park. I'm not sure. The bonfire smoke's a little heavier. The sherry has eroded quite a lot of the DNA. it still
It's
makes it a good
difficult to
whiskey.
pick all the distilleries out from
It
those.
is. Well, it
choose,
does have that
realistically.
hint of peat in it, so that's one of the things that makes it easier to call a Highland Park. I
Yeah,
think.
yeah, it definitely does. It does have that signature, right? Yeah.
It does. It's a slightly heavier one, so it's still a very good whiskey. But I have to say, I want to go on record as saying that as good as that SV is, there's a lot
Could be anything.
a lot less go. Not it can't. Winsgate could be anything. I think it's fairly. It's got because of the whiff of smoke. That's the thing that sets it apart. But in the other tasting notes, very sherry heavy. Whereas there's so much more going on in these Highland Parks we've tried today. So that doesn't mean that the Signatory Vintage Secret Orkney isn't a good whiskey to have in your cupboard.
Yeah,
it is.
Sure. Yeah,
it's just a bit more one-dimensional. It just happens to be very tasty one-dimensional because it's
which is
such
fine.
heavily
Which is
sherry
good.
whiskey.
Yeah, which is good. You know, if that's what you want, if that's where you have your mindset on that night, you know, like, that's it. Yeah, open the
exactly.
Cask Strength Release 2, I did not get on with at all for quite a while, and now beautiful.
Yeah.
Absolutely lovely dram. I don't know.
There is something to be said as well for oxidization, like, and also and things like that, or just letting things just settle and mature and things like that.
Save a lot of stuff, but it should drink well out of the bottle straight away. Is my general point of view.
Yeah.
You know, but it looks like there's still a fair amount left in that one, Mike.
Yep.
Oh, halfway. So bit of an interlude because we've talked so much about the Signature Vintage bottles. If we didn't crack one and have a sip, it'd be frowned upon. So over to music. What's your musical choice? And yes, Mike's right. We are a bit judgy on this one. But
I'll say
me, but I don't know why really at this point. I mean, we've had such random choices on the pod.
Like my music is in the sample room. Like I have music on all the time. And it's super eclectic. I can be going like, you know, from like Mongolian throat music from like, you know, all the way to like,
wow,
like Taylor Swift, like, and anywhere in between. But I think if I'm listening to the same stuff on repeat, it's probably Rumours Fleetwood Mac.
Yes, one album. Has anyone said Rumours by Fleetwood Mac so far, Mike?
No,
I'm so surprised no one said that.
I'm fucking loving it because I get to add some tracks to our playlist, which is good.
It's so good.
We had Rumours on when our second baby was being born. You know, when you get to you're having a planned cesarean, and they're on the table and you're at the non-business end, and we were like, what music do you want to listen to? And we felt so much pressure. I was like, Christ. I was like, what if they don't like the choice of music? I was like, we've got to pick something that everyone can get on board with. Rumours.
Yeah.
I was having too much fun. I was having too much of a good time.
100%. Like there is something for everybody on that. Like it's so good.
Yeah. Also brought us the sneaker theme tuned in it as well. So it's just
F1.
Oh yeah, F1.
Yeah,
it's true.
If you were to choose one track on there to be added to a certain Honest or Malt playlist on Apple Music, what would it be?
Pick a
favorite
track
on that.
Oh, Go Your Own Way, I think.
Yeah,
like it's pretty. Like the Chain's probably too easy.
Yeah,
it's such a great piece.
Good album. It's too much to choose from. I would probably say Go Your Own Way. I think.
Oh, I'm so glad someone's finally said that. And if no one said it before, we can finish the pod. We can close the pod off, Mike.
Done.
Somebody finally said Rumours. Just listener notice. We're shutting this down now after this episode. That's it.
Yeah, it's such a good album. It's so fun. Like it's just wild as well, and how it was made and everything with nobody speaking and like just all crazy.
Yeah, a lot of these bands that had a lot of friction though and stuff produced really good music. Their blues albums are also amazing. Like they come from something. It happens sometimes when you have a band that, I mean, to make such good blues music and then just go, we're just going to write absolute essential rock pop bangers.
Yeah, amazing. Like, yeah, it's incredible. Yeah, it's so cool. Yeah, and I think, you know, I was thinking about, you know, The Who, which is like the Mongolian rock band, and they're nuts good. And like poor Chantel, who works in the sample room, poor Angie as well, and they're just like, not this again. She was, Angie was like,
going to put the Mongolian rock on again. Is it rock?
Yeah, she is. Yeah, it's rock. Yeah, it's like rock Mongolian throat music, and it's nuts. It's so good, and it's just, you know, I could have chosen that, but I think for me, it's Rumours first. Yeah.
Well, so just remind us again, because I'm interested in the Mongolian band now. What are they called?
They're called The Who, but it's HU.
HU.
Yeah.
Did you see on Mongolians? Did you see that in London this week at the Royal Albert Hall was the sumo the sumo
it
World
was
Championship?
incredible. My wife and I watched a whole bunch of it. It was
on
nuts.
TV or you
Like,
were there?
amazing. No, on TV.
Oh,
I would love to. I said to her, I was like, next if they're doing that again, we're going. Like
That's
I saw
what I said.
I saw Billy Abbott was
to Royal
there.
Albert Hall.
I saw Billy Abbott.
It was so
there,
badly
so,
advertised
yeah.
because
literally,
many people would have done
I
that.
had a tantrum about the fact that I missed it, and then somebody I know went, "Oh, if I'd known you wanted to go, I would have told you." I saw it advertised, and I was like, "Oh,
yeah,
a once in a lifetime opportunity to see the best."
I would have
sumo
done the
wrestling.
same. Yeah,
It's such a cool sport because it's so easy to understand. The rules are so simple, yet what they do is so complicated, as in all the moves they have to learn and things like that. But the rules are so simple.
Yeah. I saw a bunch of people there, but I saw Billy Abbott was there, and he's the one who put me onto that the gospel that was right at the start of the episode that you said about the Australian rye. He was the one who put me onto that. He was like, "You need to taste this; you'll love it."
Nice.
So yeah,
I'm listening to the
wild.
Who right now. That's a different type of tune, isn't it?
I'll spin that. I'll spin that later. Nice one.
Give that a little listen. Peace.
So, Mike, where are we at?
So we have done pudding, whiskey, dessert. So you've done your stint on the island. Who is going to pick you up from your 30-day jaunt, and what is going to be your mode of transport home?
Oh, good question. My wife's going to pick me up.
Oh, you sellout.
Well.
Yeah,
she's not listening. You can be honest.
Yeah, mode of transport, like that's a tough one because I think she's, probably only insured to drive a car, maybe a jet ski, but I don't know.
Jet ski's been said. I was Dave Grohl in a speedboat.
Yeah, I've always wanted to go on a hovercraft, so I will say hovercraft.
Oh, hovercrafts are badass.
They look
really
amazing.
Good fun. Have you been on one? You haven't been on one?
No, I've never been on one.
Oh, they are really good fun. It doesn't matter if it's on grass or water. Even better if you transition from grass to water or vice versa. That's when they come into their own. They make that put that on your bucket list for 2026.
Yeah,
that's a top goal to have.
That or an airboat. Like when he's like from the Florida
on the Everglades
airboat or something like that.
Because they slide, don't they?
Yeah, something like that.
We were lucky when we were growing up where we played basketball. What's it called before you get into the army? The cadets or whatever.
Yeah.
And we used to take the mickey out of them while playing basketball, but also, they were nice people. And they had a hovercraft there and they would take it out every week. And so they would let us go on it sometimes.
I'd have mugged you off. You're making fun of me and then you want to go on my hovercraft. Get fun.
But we weren't making fun of the people that ran the cadets. Like they're all just some of our peers who were in the cadets, right? And the people deciding whether we went the hovercraft, luckily, was the people who ran the cadets, not the people who are our age.
Love it.
Just go to the street and go, So anyway, hovercraft's wild fun.
Beautiful.
Yeah, hovercraft, I would do that. Yeah,
it would take a while to get home though, because they're not as fast as you think. Just
Yeah, it would be confusing as well. Like I don't think she's ever driven one before, so like we'll just have a bash, see what happens. Like that's it. Like just going
spin it around.
We're still here. We're still here. We're still
on the waves.
No more sticky toffee pudding. I've been here for a year. Let's try again tomorrow.
The most dangerous journey ever attempted in a hovercraft.
Yeah, and because it's like a Scottish island, you could probably see another island. So if it takes us a long time, like that'll happen. What I would love to drive one, so maybe she would let me drive as well.
Nice.
Whatever.
Love it. Right, Pudding Island done.
Yeah, very cool. I like that. I like that a lot, actually. I might steal that for around the dinner table because I think that's a really good, fun one.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know how it evolved, really. We wanted to just do something to get to know guests, I think. And
I think we ripped off Desert Island discs, Duncan.
I'll
cut this out, obviously.
It's an evolution, I guess. So, actually, which reminds us, on the whiskey subject, we always like to ask, we ask some guests, and we asked you before the pod, which is, our Whisky Room 101, which is if there's one thing about the world of whiskey that you would put into Whisky Room 101 and get rid of, i.e. one thing you don't like, what would it be? Did you have something which
it's a toughie?
It's really hard, like, because I think sometimes when you're like, oh, I definitely don't like that, if you removed it, then it wouldn't be the industry that we work in.
It's
Do you know what I mean?
Ecosystem. You don't want to disrupt it too much.
Yeah. It's like Jenga. Like I don't want to take someone out of it.
People with mullets.
It's a fragile ecosystem, is what we're saying.
People with mullets at whiskey shows, you take them out, and all of a sudden the system doesn't work anymore, right?
Yeah. They're the people that are, there's people propping up the second. I don't know. Like it's probably been said before, but I don't know. Intentional flipping, I think, is not great.
We haven't heard it for a long time though, because obviously the market's cooled down a bit, so people are raging less now. But it still sucks with some distilleries. Sure.
I just like it's mostly because I want everybody to get access to the stuff from us or from the right place, like rather than through it. I think for me it's as somebody that's experienced it from both sides, especially from working in smaller distilleries, and you see stuff getting flipped and things, and you're like, man, you want everybody to try it when we put it out there. We don't want people to limit it or to disappear and then to reappear somewhere else. And like tariffs can get in the bin too, I think.
Oh God.
They're doing their best. Yeah, they're doing their best to make it difficult for the Scottish industry at the moment.
Yeah.
I just had another sip of the Between You and I journeys, and there's so much more flavour and depth going on in that versus the Secret Orkney 2010, if that's a Highland Park, because it's so heavily sherried. And I think we just wanted to kind of reference that because there's price. I wanted to reference it. I can't speak on behalf of Mike because there's price point differences.
Yeah.
Right. There's a bold cask strength whiskey which is very sherried, which is nice. It's a good whiskey, but then you've got a whiskey which is well balanced with way more depth of flavour.
Yeah.
And a lot more going on the nose. And they're just radically different whiskies, even if they're from the same distillery.
Yeah. Value is in the eye of the beholder, as always.
Yeah.
And
that's the beauty. That's the beauty of whiskey, I think.
Yeah.
But you've also spoiled us today because you've given us two exceptional Highland Parks, and you know it.
And you do.
They're very good, right?
We signed off the bottling on them, and I was like, these are good.
That's a benchmark. Gordon gave you a little wink and went, "Go on, do that."
Like,
a little challenge.
Yeah, genuinely. He was like, I don't know how you top that, pal. And I was like, cool, thanks, man. Like, that's really good. Yeah.
I feel like this might spur me on, though, just to have a bit of a love-in with Highland Park over the next couple of 2-3 months. I might sort of revisit some stuff, I think, because Lightly Peat is one of my favourite categories.
Yeah.
I think it just adds something. I can tell you that for nothing.
I think it just adds that level of complexity, and it changes the fruit, it changes the spice, it changes the wood character. Like just with however you appraise that lightly peated element of it. So, which is really fun. It's a really fun thing to do.
It just goes again for me. 48% to 50% is, for my palate, the magic number.
Yeah, it's a magic ABV, isn't it? Anything 48 to 52, 46 is good too. So, obviously, it's getting late here. We push on into the night. But, Mark, it's been a real pleasure to have on the podcast today. I mean, thank you so much for coming. And also, thank you for testing our creativity in terms of, exploring the whiskies in the way that Highland Park have encouraged us to do. If you like the podcast, remember, you can leave us a review. You can give us a 5-star review on Apple or Spotify or anything else. Mike?
You can find us at www.honesttomalt.com. All the social medias at Honest to a Malt. Mark, if people wanted to find you online, are you out there or is it all under Highland Park?
I am out there on Instagram at Highland Mark. Which is terrible.
Oh, that would have been terrible.
I changed that the day I got the job.
Do you know what? For the episode,
the day you got the job.
Yeah.
I'm going to throw that into AI to come up with the episode, just Highland Mark, and see what AI comes up with for the episode title.
Obviously, Between You and I has just come out this last week and launched, so that's out there in the world. But feel free to go back and have a look at some core Highland Park stuff and get in touch and let us know what you think of them.
Nice one. As always, thank you everyone for listening, and we will see you on the next one. Bye.
Bye.